Hello guys, welcome to CS Tech Solution. Today's is learn in SQL. Today's is learn as a SQL select queries as a select statement is used to as a retrieve and as a fetch the data from the database table. And first is a basic as a select query and the syntax is select as a colon names and froms as a tables underscore as a table names has to write and the commas and the queries is select as a name is a colon names froms as a table name. So the table is a student and student table to gives as the student id names age and the cities is a four columns and as a query says to write as a select name from a student. So the names columns has only as a print in the output as a names and the names has to gives like Rahul, Amit, Priyas. Second is select all the columns is using the star to display as all the columns and the syntax as the select star from and table names and semicolon. And the example as a select star from and the table name is student and the semicolon. So the output is show as the student id name age and the city is all the columns has to show and the data has to show. And as a third is a select as a specific columns like examples as a select as a names and commas age two columns has to show and after the froms and the table name is a student and semicolon. And so the output is so like names and the age columns has to show in the table. Fourth is a select with a where condition as used to filter the record like syntax as a select as a colon names and from as a table names and where after as a condition as to show and a semicolon. And like example as select star means as all the columns has to select and froms as a table name is student and where as a condition cities equal is a colon names equals as the values has to show like a single quotes inside as Ahmedabad and semicolon. So the city is Ahmedabad in the tables and this data has to show like all the columns as a student id names age and the cities as all the columns has to show but the cities is a condition cities is equal as Ahmedabad. So the Ahmedabad is a one record as a student id 1 names is Rahul's and the age is 20 and the cities is Ahmedabad. And this the conditions is true, so this data has to show in the table. And fifth is a select with and operators like is a logical operators and both the conditions must be as a true. As a example as a select star from the table name is student and where as a first condition is age is greater than and 20 and operators and as a city is equal as a single quotes inside the delay. So the age is greater than and 20 and the cities is Delhi is both the condition is true then as a print the output. And six is select with as a or operators as is same as a logical operators and any one conditions can be as a true. And select as a star from as a student names is sorry as a student is a table name and where as a city is equal as a Delhi or as a city is equal as a Mumbai. And is both conditions and any one as the conditions is true then the record as a print. And seventh is a select with a not operator either same as a logical operators and as a reserve conditions. sorry, as a reverse, not a reserve, as a reverse condition, as a select star from table name is a student and where not a city is equal the Ahmedabad. So the Ahmedabad cities is not print, otherwise all the cities as include and print the output. 8 is a select the distinct as it is remove the duplicate values, and as a tables has to gives like the cities and the cities values is Ahmedabad, Mumbai and Ahmedabad. So the two times has repeat the Ahmedabad and as a give the queries like select distinct and the city is a colon names and from as a table name is student and semicolon. So the output is to gives at the cities is Ahmedabad and the Mumbai. Ahmedabad is two time repeat, so the duplicate values is remove and after the one times has to print in Ahmedabad. Ninth is a select a count function as a count the numbers of row in the table. So use as a select count and counts inside the star. Otherwise, any columns names has to write and from as a table name is student and semicolon. So the output has to show as 3. So the 3 rows has to gives in the table. And 10th is a select with alias as a age keyword and renames a colons rename a colon name and use the syntax like select names and age as names colons has to change so the names is as renames like student underscore name and from as a table name is student and the semicolon. So the output as a colon names is changed like student underscore names has to show. 11th is select with order by. Order by is sort the data is the SC is the ascending and DESC is a descending order. So the ascending orders as used the select star from as a table name is students and order by keyword has to write and after the any columns names is gives like is sorting the data so the age wise sorting the data and after as a semicolon and descending orders so the descending orders example as a select star from as a table name student and the order by and age is age colons is sorting so the age and the DESC as DESC right to use as a descending orders to arrange the data and ascending orders is not write any ASC in after the colons name and 12 is select a limit so as a display the limited row as a use the MySQL like a select star from a table name student and the limit has to set as a limit and as a number has to gives like 5 and a semicolon so first 5 record has to show and as a 30 is a select a top so the SQL servers command to use as a select a top as a 5 and a star means as a all the columns and from as a table name is student so the top as a student table top 5 record has to show as a 40 is a select as between and find the values as between the range so the use as select star from as a table name is student and where as a uh, age is a age colons and as a between the 18 and as a 25 so the age is give the range like 82 as a 25 inside the record as the print and as a 15 is a select in operators. In operators is a match multiples values and select star from a table name is student, and where as cities in operators is used, and city is a colons and in, and counts inside Delhi's and Mumbai, and the counts close and the semicolon. So the cities in Delhi's and the Mumbai, so the condition is there's cities is gives in the tables like Delhi and Mumbai is match, then this the data's rows and columns, rows and all the columns has to print. And as a 60 is a select like operators. Like is search as a pattern, and start with R, sorry, as a capital R. So the select star from a table names is student, and where names as a name colons to find as a like operators, and single quotes inside capital R, and as a module signs to show, and module signs, and as a quotes as a percentage sign, and semicolon. So the names is start with capital R letters, then the data is print. So the Rahul names is only as a print, and end with small a. So the select star from table names, and where names as a like with single quotes inside percentage sign and a. So the as a last letters is a to complete the names, as this output is to print like the result is print as a Priyas, and last letters is a. As a 17 is a select is null, and find the empty values like select star from a table name is student, and as a where the cities is a null, and semicolon. So the cities values is not give, this data has to print, and 80 as select is not nulls. So the find the available values, and select star from a table names is student, and where the cities is not a null. So the cities values has to give, and this data has to print. Null values is not, null values data is not a print. And 19 is a select a group by. So the group is a similar data, and the example as a employee table has to show as a department and the salaries, and the queries has to gives like select as a department commas as the counts as a star, and from as a table name is employee, and the group by as a department. So the department wise as a count, so the output is as a department names, and as a count as to give, and the department wise as a group to create. So the IT's field, IT's field as a 2 record, so the count is 2, and the HR is 1 record, so the HR's is count as 1. As a 20 is a select as having filter the group's data, and as a select the department and commas, and average is fine, so the AVG and counts as a salary, so the average salary, and from employee, and group by as a department, and havings, and having inside the AVG counts as salary, and counts close, and the greater than is 15,000, and semicolon. So the 50,000 of salaries is find, and the average salaries has to gives in the department wise, and 21 is a select with between a date. So the select star from order table, and where as a order date is is a colon names, and between uh, single quotes inside the 2026 and days as 01 is a month, first month, and as a days, and the 01 is the date is 1, and commas overs and operators, and uh, as a last range is commas sorry, as a single quotes inside the 2026, and the days as a 11th month, sorry, as a 12th month, and the comma sorry, as a days, and 21, sorry, as 31s, and as a single quotes, and semicolons. And 22 is a select using a mathematical function, so use as a sum, so the select sum counts as salary and from as an employee, so all the employee salary sums has to give as a avg, as a select the avg counts the salary and from as an employee, so the all the employee salaries has to find and the average salaries has to give. And a max, so the select a max counts the salaries and as a from, and as an employee, so the all the employees the data to find a maximum salary, and mean, so the select a mean counts the salaries and from as a employee, so the minimum salaries has to gives in the employee tables. Thank you guys to watch the videos. Please subscribe the channel, on the notification and bell icon.